Hey folks, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we're jumping back into our game with Late Age Micklin. It's turn 58, I think, 57. And we got some gems from Relay. Old Relay. Okay, this was this Relay. I ended up helping them with various things, so I guess they death basketed me. This is the... We got some death basket from Oceania, so we're actually like really cashing in the death basket arena. And this is significant, especially the Earth gems is significant. The Death gems, I have so much death income, it doesn't matter. This death gem from Micklin, I can't remember what it was. He's paying for something. Am I sending him something this turn? I probably sent it to him last turn. Anyway, that's what's going on over here. We finish Evocation, I think this is 6. Yeah, so we actually have quite a few things unlocked with Evocation 6. We have Iron Blizzard, which we can do now. That makes all of our Master Smiths pretty useful. Like, pretty darn useful. Iron Blizzard's just a good spell. That's really all there is to it. So having that unlocked is very nice. It's also something I don't know. We're not playing with my improved casting AI mod on. If we were, this would make them much better in assassinations. They would just like shotgun blast somebody turn 1 often. I'm pretty sure they would do that, but now, because it's not on, they're going to sit there and cast Iron Skin and Timber Flesh and then die. Anyway, this is pretty good. So 10 AP damage, 2 times damage versus magic beings is quite nice. I'm not exactly sure what the magic beings are we're going to be casting that against. One option is Kailasa. In some ways, we kind of counter each other. Like, he has stuff that makes me not immortal, and I have stuff that targets magic beings. And most of his good stuff, I think, is magic beings. I think even his troops may be magical. We'll check. I could be totally wrong before I just lie. Yeah, no, these guys are magical. So we should shred these guys. It's going to be 20, like, versus magic beings, it's 20 AP damage. That is a shit ton. And it's a ton of... we're looking at Evocation 6. It's a ton of... It's 30 effects. It's just so much damage versus magic beings. So anyway, we have that, which is nice. The other thing that we have, and the reason we really went here, was to get Mind Hunt. And we have a fair number. I think we have a couple, maybe 3 or 4 crystal coins, because we're going to need that to do Mind Hunting. We're going to have to get to Astral 4, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but we should be able to do it. The other thing I'm thinking is, and I forget where it is, there's some spell that gives you... Celestial Lights is, I think, it. This gives you +1 ritual range. So anyway, we could cast this. I think we maybe cast this here where we've got our golem. That way we can cast a little farther inland. But that also means we can use this as our Mind Hunt battery. So we've got that happening. What else? Eric has Empowered in Blood. So we're going to send him underwater and turn him into some dude. We haven't renamed him yet, but I think we're going to rename him maybe next turn when he comes back as a white. Matheson, who again is one of the characters in Pineapple Express, is present. And okay, we cast Stone Construction. One of the things, we're just spamming out Reaping of Souls. This spell is broken. Broken. So broken, boys. So freaking broken. Flames from the Sky, we just didn't have anything to do, so we hit Nazca with it. And Curse of Vampirism, we've been spamming out. We got Magic Mine Down, which is very nice. This is our second cave. We don't have any more caves. So it would be nice to drop a few of these, but sadly we can't. Record of Creation, we found a Sparkling Field, which it's not exactly a great haul, but we'll take it. And yeah, just tons of Reaping of Souls. That's one of the reasons, like, the death income, like, any death gems I get is not super duper important. We've been spending them like crazy, though, by twice borning Arax, it's pretty expensive. The other thing is, of course, the occasional time when we're going to twice born Solomariah. So Solomariah we have to empower and then twice born. So we can definitely spend death gems, but we get a crap ton of them. Okay, so there's that. What happened? Well, we see a battle here with Yis fighting werewolves, which is kind of comical. He actually loses a fair... And the plan here, I guess, is that ethereal wolves are going, plus crossbows are going to beat normal wolves, but the ethereal wolves get basically outmaneuvered. And then these guys are casting Stellar Cascades, which is just not going to be very helpful. Anyway, he loses 2 Kurnow Druids. Yis is rich. He doesn't really care about this, but every little bit helps. We have a battle down here where we see... this is us going in to deal with some vampire scum. And, yeah. May the superior vampires win. And here... Yis is coming in, and I think this is the dragon. Yeah, this is cool. So I actually had kind of been brainstorming with Marverni how he could kill Yis, and I think I made him this dancing shield too. I made it for him a while ago. He's had this dancing shield for like at least 15 turns. I think he made this ring. I don't think I had to make that for him. But I also told him to empower in water. And basically what I said is you got to empower in water so you can do foul vapors. But he can also do liquid body and some other things, which are going to make him able to live. Yeah, and liquid body. This liquid body is going to make a huge difference against Morvarks. So now he's got pretty sick regen. It's up to how the F is it at 50%? Hold up, boys. Hold up. Hold up. How is it at 50%? 40%? This chassis must have it built in. I can't think of what else it would be. Or there's some spell he can cast that gives it to him. I have to ask him that. I'm going to send him a note after this. Because that is strong. Holy crap. So yeah, he's going to do foul vapors. Now these guys are making, I think they're mostly a distraction while this guy finishes his buff cycle. He's at pretty high fatigue now. He's attacking rear, which I don't exactly love, to be honest. Because I think you want to kill all these guys first. 160 regen a turn. So this guy's retreating. Have these guys retreated yet? They have not. There may be a second commander in here. I think this guy's probably dead. Yeah, he died. You can see that little blood pop right here. He died on the retreat. I haven't actually watched this battle before. Now, why you see a bunch of them dying is because a bunch of them have taken poison damage. And when you leave the battlefield, you will basically, all the poison damage will hit. So if we come down here, we can see, oh, it says most of them retreated, which is not true because a lot of these are died. Yeah, you can see if they retreated with, that's interesting. So they retreat, but they die. This calculation happens after this gets updated. So everybody who's at 0 HP in this column is dead or negative. And they did not get close at all to killing this dragon. And it looks like he did this magic duel to get rid of this, So he did do Army of Lead. Interesting. Magic duel works. Interesting. And these guys just start taking damage. And this thing has a poison cloud, which is going to surround him. Does this guy have anti-dragon gear? He does not. Now, I have a bounty put out for every Morvark. And I didn't send it this turn. We're actually going to send the bounty on my current turn, because he noted that I didn't send it to him. And we certainly will. What's 10 gold per Morvark, and 20 gold per Morvark commander. So anyway, this will be 12. This will be 110, 130. And he killed some more later, which we're going to pay him for too. We are casting Curse of Vampirism. And one of the fun things when you're casting this every turn is looking to see if you get an item when you first get in, and to see how many vampires you got. Because, you know, there's some pretty serious RNG. But you can get, like, artifacts and stuff from casting it, which is a little silly. We had a guy turn into a vampire here, which is nice. An assassination attempt on Mr. Wiggles. So, the other thing we did, and I don't know if we mentioned it last turn, but we claimed, or we released power from the throne. And the level, so okay, we haven't talked about it a ton, but the level 1 and 2 thrones, when you cast a spell, it's a DE only spell called Release Power. You're going to get a bunch of experience, and usually you're going to get gold, like 1,000 gold, and like 6 gems of each type, or something like that. When you basically do this with a normal throne, I mean with a level 3 throne, a fancy throne, all the level 3s have something special. In this case, when you do the Shattered Throne, I think you're always going to get a blood level, and you may, I think it's like a 50-50 chance of getting an astral level. So we got lucky. You get a bunch of experience. You're also going to get stealthy, and the way that is implemented is a weird way. You get assassinated. And you get assassinated by this guy, Spirit of the Shattered Throne. And, yeah, he immediately dies. And upon him dying, I don't think it has happened to him yet. But somehow there's something that when this guy dies, you are going to get. You are going to get stealthy. So here's the flag for stealthy. So we're stealthy 80. And this is so huge, guys. Stealth on your god is a big deal. It basically means you don't have to worry about magic phase attacks to get out. So we can jump in, we can magic phase in, and then we can sneak out. And that's a really big deal. It's a really big deal. It basically means we, for the most part, unless people guess where we're going to move, it's very difficult for people to punish the movement of Mr. Wiggles. So that's nice. And there were probably some other things. Somebody else got transformed into a vampire. This was just a normal commander. I wouldn't have given him the crossbow, so he was cursed on his own. But anyway, he's just a normal Blood 1 commander now. And yeah. Now, the pact that we have made, I think next turn is the turn we're issuing attack orders. And that means we're moving everybody into position this turn. We're moving, where is it? We've already got these armies here. And who do we have here? Where's Mr. Wiggles? Mr. Wiggles is going to be doing bat transformation. We're going to send him all the way from this throne up to here. And from here, he can normal phase move onto Yis's fort. The problem, though, is there's a fucking boatload of stuff on this fort from Yis. And a lot of it is like devils. And devils are scary. Devils are very scary. And apparitions aren't exactly a joke. I mean, these guys with Carino Druids behind them dropping like meteors on your stuff, it is going to be hard. And I don't have magic weapons. And I'm pretty sure the apparitions, and maybe even the diseased soulless, we'd have to check. I think a lot of these are actually ethereal. So, I mean, we have magic weapons on some of our dudes, like on these guys, but in some ways we're kind of outgunned for this. Like, I've got a lot of All Mights, which we can use, but I do not think that my army can take this backed up by Carino Druids. I really just don't think they can. So, anyway, that's a problem. But my god potentially can, And we're going to get ready. What I'm hoping is this army is going to leave. Like, it's going to go up here or somewhere else, and then I can attack it. But anyway, we're moving into position. The other thing I'm having to do is we're sending, like, Matheson, we're moving out. He actually can walk really far. So if I click on him, you'll see he is this sneak arrow. He's sneaking all the way from here up to here. Because he has really good movement. And the thing is, I don't want to reveal, because I think I've kind of broken the game by doing this twice-borning business on these guys and like empowering this guy to do twice-born. It's super expensive, but getting an Astral 5 is worth it. Like this is something you might wish for. I mean, you probably wouldn't, but you might. You might. Oh, this guy doesn't have Shattered Soul either, which is nice. I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, anyway, you might wish for something like this. The Astral 5 is huge. So anyway, we're moving him up here, and the reason is because if I'm even going to have a remote fighting chance of kicking Gis off this star, we're going to need Mass Flight and Fog Warriors, and that is where Matheson is going to come in. So we're going to do that. The problem with Mass Flight is I've got to put my guys in a line formation. He's going to have Mass Flight. I've got to protect my mages, or I'll probably put them in a... It's almost like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because when you're outnumbered like this, you don't want to be in a line formation if they have Mass Flight, because they're going to jump on you. So it's almost like I need to do Storm and then Mass Flight. I don't even know, guys. I don't know the right way to do it, but it's going to be complicated. Maybe I need a Communion Matrix so he's not going to get fatigued out. I don't have to bother with any of the buff ups, and then do Storm and then Mass Flight and then Fog Warriors. Air access is not our speciality though. So we're also having the other Matheson. Okay, no, we're summoning him this turn. The other Solemn Mariah. When he comes up, he can magic phase from where we're summoning him. And I was thinking about maybe having him come in here and just kill all the PD. And then after that, the army will move in. He won't know what's in the army. We'll have one turn pop to the fort. And then I have my god sneak in. And then my god would try to fight everything. There's problems with that, though. Like, if I can't kill everything... if I can't kill everything in the army by the time it times out, then the battle's basic. Then I lose, because my guy will disintegrate. He won't retreat, and then we're gonna have artifacts on him and stuff. So, guys, I really don't know how to do this. I really don't know, but we're gonna. I would feel comfortable if I could rely on my troops more, but just when we're so heavily outnumbered, especially like Gifts of Heaven spam, I don't know. And the other thing is he's almost certainly going to be Alt 9 or close to it. And we're not. We're Alt 7, which means we can do a lot of the important stuff. But we can't do like Will of Fates, which is the other thing. He can't do Will of Fates on this army either. But I mean, he could do it on the Devils. But anyway. The other thing that's coming up, and this is something we're going to talk about as we go to the next few turns, is it's getting to be early spring. And early spring is where we need to have all of our... They're all doing... The reason he has all this chaff is from Vessel of Misery, and we're going to need to do that too. And the chaff is just the side benefit of Vessel of Misery. The main benefit, if you can believe it, is all the disease demons we're going to get. So, anyway. We're storming this fort this turn with just the thug, which we shouldn't really be able to do. Atlantis, this is kind of one of the things we knew would suck. Like, players are going to be like, oh, I'm losing. This is the thing. When I told Atlantis that I was going to teach him a lesson, he said, oh, I want to learn the lesson. Like, teach me, master. Teach me how you're going to hold underwater from Atlantis. And then when I actually taught him, he lied to me, that bastard. He didn't actually want to learn. As soon as he learned, he went immediately from ignorance to enlightenment and depression and giving up and stopping playing. So that was exactly how that worked. Now, I did not, of course, do this alone. He also failed against Rotterdam, but I was, of course, working with Rotterdam, and he also failed against Atlantis, which I had nothing to do with. But anyway. We're sending all our Bane Venom Charms down here to Middle-Aged Atlantis. We're going to camp them out down here. And I think this turn, maybe one turn from now, I think next turn, we're actually going to send one of our members of the second tier down there too. And that is because I want to have Mind Hunt protection as we decimate the population in the lands surrounding this. Okay, so that's basically that. I think, yeah, I don't think there's too much else to talk about here. I guess this is our first time seeing the Matheson chassis. We've been doing some other things, like we've been, I don't even know where. Okay, we're casting a Forest Fire here. We're continuing to do Reaper of Souls. This had been Vanheim's, but he hadn't taken it for a while, and it's kind of poking annoyingly into my land. And if you don't take something on my border in 2 turns that's in my dominion and it's controlled by Indies, and you just leave it Indies, we're going to take it. If he wants to take it back, that's fine. But it does actually help us out with movement a lot, because it's actually really hard for us to, we've actually got to go like either have mountain survival or we have to go through this like down through here. So this actually is pretty nice to have. Anyway, we just took this from the Indies. He could take it back. I wouldn't consider it a violation of our NAP or anything, and I don't consider this a violation of our NAP. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what's happening. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn, turn 58. The turn before my current turn. Flames from the Sky coming down. This time we were targeting that on Yes. So we've targeted it here. We have a message from So is one of our conspirators against Yes. And so the April Fool makes his attack to the provinces of Yes. To take on such a power alone, surely he must be a fool. Will the world aid him or stand alone? Only the fool, or the only fuel. Okay, anyway, you guys can read this, okay? But basically, had been saying, I think maybe Micklin, I can't remember exactly what happened in game chat, guys, but people were saying attack these guys or attacks land on turn 58. And anyway, so people were kind of chatting about that. I don't know how many people actually did. But did like a little joke attack where he attacked like one province. He also attacked on top of Satis. And Satis is basically it's a puppet state for So anyway, he attacked on top of Satis, but to gain access to Jarib, which is the star that looks over Blandos. And is going to go and hit this star. And we are going to come over there and hit this one is the plan. The problem, though, is that there's still a bajillion people here. And we wouldn't be able to see it because I don't think I mentioned it. But last turn, I think, Yes put up Fata Morgana, which it adds ghosts to PD, which is kind of cool. And it makes it where you can't see things inside, and it gives you unrest reduction. It's actually a pretty decent global. So anyway, that's going on over here. But I'm not gonna attack into all of this business. And the other thing is, and I knew this would happen. I don't even know how. This player always knows when he's about to get attacked. And I mean, I do know how. Because I get a spider sense too when people are about to attack me most of the time. Very rare I get completely surprised. But yeah, okay. But what he does is he sees that I have my dragon. He's checking all the stars every turn. So you can see my god showed up here, which is the first time the god has visited the stars. Combined with that fact, I've got big armies here. And he asks what I'm doing. And here's the thing. I'm not going to give him some false plan that I'm not going to do. So anyway, we're not going to do that. But he's asking me what I'm doing, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then he says, will peace remain between our nations, between our great nations? And I said, I suppose, but maybe we should do something before you take over all of Assaloon. And he says, I'm actually leaving Assaloon. And And I say, oh, interesting. And I said, okay, well, if you're leaving Asaloon, then like we can take over. And but I said, that's if you're really leaving. And first of all, he's not leaving, guys. That's a big fucking lie. He lost a bunch of stuff to Marverni and might not feel like it's worth continuing to fight for the little outpost he has. Because, like, the monkeys are closing in. They're going to kick him off the land. He's already got the Doom of Asaloon, which is the moon. And he's already got most of the underwater stuff. And is raiding a ton of other stuff. He's not leaving Asaloon. That's not happening. All right? So we can get that thought out of our head. He may get kicked off this land portion here. So anyway, we're going to come and accelerate that. And basically, he said he's not going to defend any of these land things. So if I come in here and take them, that will be that. So that's what we've decided to do. We've decided to come in here and take it. We're sending lesser horrors here and here, and we're going to have our scouts hit these. He did ask me to not kill the giant, which I guess is fine. The other thing he told me is he said, I think, because he does have big armies coming in, that he was planning on like holding all of this. But when he sees my god and big armies, and Marignon now has armies that are on the stars, here and here. When he sees all of this, and he sees having stuff out here, he says, there's too much stuff on the stars that it would be I would be basically disrespecting you guys if I kept pushing armies into Asaloon. So he's going to pull his armies out and defend this star because he thinks I'm going to attack it. And anyway, so what he says is, look, and I'm like, but if I'm going to go take this, I'm going to need this star from you. And he says, well, I could probably give you this star, but I need to have access to Blandos. And I was like, I guess I'm not using this one. You could probably use that. So for me, it's a pretty decent deal because I would get a fort. I give up a star, which doesn't really have a ton of value to me. I guess this could be kind of nice for like Murdering Winter. But anyway, that was kind of the arrangement we had. But we don't have peace. And what's going to end up happening is the conspiracy is going to take effect this turn. I'm not going to attack into this army. So we're going to ping it and see what's here. But I am going to attack yes all here on the planet. We're going to take as much of this as quickly as we can. He's got a fort, I think, right. I forget where the fort is. I think the fort might be here. We're teleporting in Kamul. He's teleporting in over here to take out this fort. A Yissian fort. And I think we're teleporting in a vampire too. So we're teleporting in like a few guys. We are doing Send Horror, Send Lesser Horror, and we're just going to take this from him very quickly, and then we'll take the cave system. And I clear all of this with my conspirators, with Marignon and and let them know. The one thing that has me uncomfortable in this conspiracy is I think, is much stronger than the rest of the, like, he's got a better scaling nation, basically. And he's set up where he basically has two states he hasn't eaten on his planet, but he's going to demolish them. So he's about to have all of God's glory. If he gets all of Blandos, he'll be in position 1 by a good margin. And then we'll have to get out of the conspiracy. So we'll have to see. This is going to be useful. We need to stick together long enough to knock Yes down. But ideally, he takes the brunt of the blow. And we'll try to do our part. But we're not going to do our part so much that we're going to kill this army. Or like sacrifice an army to try to kill it. That's not going to happen. So, anyway, we are hitting, I think Micklin asked us to hit a province in here. I think it was like this one. He asked us to hit a province in here with flames from the sky. So we're doing that. And, yeah, we're not moving the armies out yet. I'm going to move the armies, whether or not Yes basically agrees to it. We're going to move the armies onto here once I see some of these guys clear out. But this is just too much shit right here. We're hitting this province with Astral Window, because normally I wouldn't be able to see it with Fata Morgana. But I need to see what's in here. But as soon as he just moves this stuff out, we're gonna do it. The problem is next turn he's not gonna do that. Next turn there's gonna be twice as much stuff, because he had stuff in here invading Asaloon. He had like 500 or 600 dudes in here. So anyway. That's that. On this front, what's happening down here in my homelands? Well, we had taken this. We had a battle here. Okay, Encase Nice, wrecking our dude, but our water elementals. I'm kind of glad we summoned those. They really made this a lot faster. These guys made pretty quick work of that water elemental. But we do have our little lightning hat just doing murder to these guys. And there we go. So we've taken this. You know, he could have sent more, but we had a big army on top of this too. So anyway, next turn we're going to go put this army on top of this. I made a mistake last turn. We actually were going to pop it. I had a big-ass army down here. It was like 2 turns ago. And they were here with the Manual of Water Breathing. I moved the guys to this guy, and I can't even remember the reason why. Oh, because I think he had better leadership or something, and I could put him in formation. But I forgot to move the Manual of Water Breathing. Because I was trying to make the little box formation that I can stick these dudes in. Anyway. We ended up killing like 100 Zweihanders, which kind of sucks. These guys are expensive. They're like, what, 14 gold a piece? That's pretty big. I mean, it's a pretty significant part of a turn's disposable income. So that sucks. But we're going to move these guys over here, pop this fort. And then I would send this guy in, but we have to... All these guys, all the Iraqs, are going to... they need to be ready on the spring of the year to cast Vessel of Misery, which is right here. And this is completely broken. They need a Skull Staff, and that's basically it. They need a Skull Staff, and then they can drop this. And, yeah, what is there to say about it? It's a completely broken spell. Absolutely, ridiculously broken. We've got red here. We're going to send him over here. We're going to build a lab. And, yeah, from there, we'll be able to cast Vessel of Misery. I think Ted Jones is going to come to probably this lab. We'll cast it here. You want to cast it in kind of lower population provinces. It doesn't have to be like nothing, because occasionally you're going to get a Reaper of Souls or whatever, and we're going to need to fly those guys down here, or wherever we feel like depopulating. So we're going to fly them down there and, yeah, depopulate. But we want them on the coast. Budlovsky, who we have gone ahead and renamed, he is the guy that we did Bat Transformation and the Spider King Arak drowned. When he came back as a white giant, and we have renamed him. He did get horror marked during the Blood Empowering, so he's maybe not the ideal person to prophet, but we're doing it anyway, because we really need to have a prophet to come down, not to come down here, to come down here and claim this throne. And this will be good to claim so I can start recruiting gnomes. So that's that. I'm trying to think what else. Salamoraya, I think I was going to have move out, but he can actually hit this. I think this is in range of teleport, so he can go whenever. We're just going to have him sit around right now. Oh my god, one of the dogs ripped one, and I'm about to asphyxiate in here. Okay, so there we go. We're making a bunch more Sanguine Dowsing Rods. Honestly, it's so thick in the air. I can barely talk, guys. Oh my god. Oh man, it's like a fog. All right. Here we go. So the other thing we've been doing, I'll just talk about some of the micro stuff. Oh, what the hell am I doing here? Why do I have 2 of these things on the same guy? we've been trying to spread out these Banefire crossbows. Somebody in chat's going to say you can just take them off the same turn. You can't. You actually have to leave them on a turn. The UI will tell you you don't, but it's lying to you. The curse will go away. And you can see we've got at least, like, this guy's cursed. We haven't cursed anybody here. Like, I should curse him. Anyway, this isn't my current turn, so it doesn't matter. But we're going around trying to make sure we have one cursed person each province. Because that is the criteria so that you can have people turn into vampires. Like, this guy turned into a vampire. And, yeah. So, that's happening. Trying to think if there's anything else. We did our forced fire. And we're going to have this guy summon fire elementals. We've been doing it, where is it? Here? Here. Here. So we've been doing it. You can see we've got a fair amount of fire elementals here. We got 4. It's a side benefit. I don't think it's the main reason you do it, but it's a noticeable benefit. I think it's worth... Like, size 4 fire elementals aren't bad. They're going to be potentially decent and anti-rating, and you can script them, so I could potentially buff them with different things. Like, they're only size 3, but, you know, you could hit them with quickness, or strength of giants, or with iron warriors. There's much things we could buff them with. So, it's going to be good to have that in our little toolbox later. But again, I do not like these things, but we're forced to participate in building long-term economy things. The way I have figured out for casting this is you want to cast it with... So it's 5 to cast. Basically, if you put 10 total into it, you just break even. You don't make any money. Because it's going to be up for 5 turns. You get 2 gems back a turn. You're going to get 10 gems out of it total. If you do it... if you put 15 gems into it, it's going to be up for 10 turns now. And you are going to get 20 gems out of it, but you put 15 in, so you make a profit of 5. I'm putting these up for like 25 turns. That way we actually have a reasonable profit. And I justified it in my head by saying we're getting fire elementals in the meantime, which is fine. So we're doing that. The problem, though, is this is going to lie a bit on the gem graph. Like, it's going to say my gem income's going up more than it is. Because, like, my gem income is going up from casting Forest Fire, but it's not going up by 2 gems a turn, because I had to pay a shit ton to make that happen. And it's not permanent, unlike the Magic Mine. One thing we may want to think about is the air one of these, the Floating Market. It's 40 gems... can only be cast in mountains, creates a permanent or a magic site that adds 40 gold and increases misfortune, which we don't care about. And then 1d3, that's 2 air gems a turn through silent events. So that's 2 gems a turn. This would be hidden, which is interesting. But this is a 20 turn payback, less the gold. This is, in my opinion, less compelling by a margin than the Magical Mine, which pays back significantly faster. So I'm on the fence on that one. Our air income does also kind of suck, though. It would be good, like, having 2 of those would be significant. And... yeah, okay, so... let's take a look here at our... Well, we'll do this on our current turn. So that's basically it. We're attacking into yes. It's somewhat negotiated in that he has told me he's not going to protect it. But he will protect this, but we're also planning on... He's also planning on giving this to me. In exchange for me letting him have access to this. But he's going to renege on this deal. And... not do it. And then we're probably going to end up taking it from him by force. But I'm not going to take it from him by force with 1,000 dudes in it. We'll go ahead and go to my current turn. "40 minutes into the episode. Here we go. New turn. Okay, so this is my current turn. We're doing a bunch of Reaping of Souls, turning 2 pearls into 5 death gems. 6 death gems. Very nice. Cast Curse of Vampirism a lot. We haven't gotten a cool item yet from it. I'll make sure I tell you guys when we do. But usually if you cast it like 20 times, you'll get 1 cool item. We've gotten like a crappy item, like an armor from it. but we haven't gotten a cool item yet. Anyway, a bunch more. Flames from the Sky. This is hitting some target requested by Micklin, and it kills 27 guys. So this is not a lot, obviously, for Flames from the Sky, but a lot of these are probably like at least half of these are mages, and a lot of the mages were carrying gems. So for Micklin, it was worth it. He didn't actually pay me for this. That's the last one he's going to get for free. Well, it's the only one he's gotten for free. But okay, so we have a bunch of attacks. So we'll look at all these. We've also cast Record of Creation on one of the stars, and we found a Garden of Pearls, which is very nice. 2 pearls. I would consider that a very good casting. Not very good, but quite nice. If we got that every time, I'd be super stoked. Okay, so we're attacking Yes here. Oh no, this is Calum. We Magic Phase the Vampire onto him. Oh, did I not show you guys last turn? It's worth showing to you, because Calum is a little down and out. And we don't want to miss out on any of Calum's glorious maneuvers. So Calum also attacked me down here. Which is funny, because he knew I had Shit-Eating Grin here, and he didn't have a way to kill him. I also put in the Bloodhoff. Oh, no. No, that's going to be this coming turn. So we have these guys here. These guys are... it doesn't look like he gets ethereal. This guy was supposed to get made ethereal. But for whatever reason, it didn't happen. Maybe I didn't have him scripted right. Oh, shit. I might not have. I don't know. I don't see anybody. I wonder if it targeted these trolls instead. He really needed to be made ethereal. I'm not sure how he's going to die, but... yeah, he's going to get trampled to death. We really, really needed to make him ethereal. So that was a scripting mistake here. Otherwise, I think I actually probably would have won this. Oh, he gets Soul Slayed. So that would not have saved him. That would not have saved him. Who is casting Soul? Oh, he's got High Seraphs is who he's got. And that's who he's got. Okay. Anyway. Wailing Winds, Natural Storm, Thunderstrike's coming down. We're going to take this from Talon if it kills us. Anyway, that's that. I can't remember what he's actually casting. These guys are still back here. Word of Power, Iron Skin, Frozen Heart, Body Ethereal. I don't know where the guy is that might be doing Soul Slay, but they're not casting it. Yeah, they're just sending basically these Sapphires at me, which is annoying. But anyway, we've basically killed this whole army, and there's Hal going, but it's actually not really gonna... I was thinking Hal would kill mages better, but it doesn't. Anyway, Banelord got killed, and the troll got... or the vampire got killed, and these guys had... I can't actually remember what kit they had. I can't talk. The vampire... okay, they both had full kit, so this was kind of a expensive loss for me. I'm not going to blow this one off and say I didn't care. I didn't care about the troops very much, but the gems on the guys I did kind of care about. You know, and he probably got some gear. This was probably a good trade for him, because, you know, he lost a couple commanders, but he probably oh no, his guys retreated, so he didn't get any of the gear. And if we look at it, I think he had a lot of gems on these guys. Not a ton. Not like 80. Not like the gems we've taken from him before, but like 1... So these guys all have 1. Yeah, so that's like 8 gems. The Eagle King has 2, so that's like 10. And then these guys have gems. A lot of these guys have... okay, this actually was not that great for him. He's honestly spent so much trying to keep this thing that it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because this is like... I mean, in some ways, we trade about evenly. Because what did we say? This was like 10, and then this is... but this is 3, 4, 7, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. So this is 30 gems he spent. I guess he killed more than 30 gems a gear, but not a ton more. Vampire's gonna get reanimated or whatever. I think so. Let's double check. I want to make sure he doesn't actually die permanently. No, he just died normally. Yeah, this is not really a great trade for him. Especially when this is the only province left of his I want. And he's got somebody who's actually going to eat him. Now what we do is we end up kind of making a mistake. I didn't test this, but I sent Worman, who's my Bloodhoff, and we're basically going to have him do Soul Vortex, and he should get made ethereal if things go correctly. I don't think I saw the other guy got Soul Slayed, and his MR is a little low. So we're sending him in. We'll see what's going to happen. But we're basically teleporting him in, and this guy's going to do Ghost Form, Body Ethereal, and then returning, and peace out. This is basically just to make sure this guy gets ethereal on him. And I was thinking this guy would survive with Soul Vortex and this other stuff. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. The good news is we don't have that much gear on him. We've got, I don't know. In terms of actual gem cost, like after hammer reduction, it's like, I don't know, 12 gems probably. 13, 14. Okay, so that's that. Turn 58. Let's go ahead and go forward to my current turn. I wanted y'all to see the writing out of Calum. Which, I think I just have to do something higher commitment. This low commitment stuff is not working. So he wrote out here and he kills my dude. I can't remember how many... Do these guys have gems? Yeah, these guys have gems. These guys have gems. He has gems. Yeah. So anyway, we did returning. They summoned a bunch of shit. Got Wailing Winds up. I don't know, he probably spent like 20 gems on this. And again, you know, he might kind of kill my guy, but even then it's not even really worth it. I can't actually remember how he dies, because he's not going to die from just this. I mean, he's kind of getting hammered. I don't think the regen... Okay, yeah, he's kind of getting hammered. What kind of... Look at this. Aid from the Afterlife. Word of Power. It's got another affliction here. Never Healing Wound. That's not good. It's going to lower his regen. Yeah, I think he just gets like an unlucky series of these little smites, basically. And eventually pops. Yeah, I think that was basically what happened. So, okay, that wasn't great. But he'll pop back up in a second. It's not a big deal. And we're going to send these guys back on top. And we have to... I haven't finished scripting this, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it. I want to get mass protection on these guys. This actually... The invulnerability is going to be okay against, like, the trample. But I really need to figure out what we're going to do. I think this guy's going to do Soul Vortex. He's got armor, so he's not going to instantly pop. This guy would die, I think, if he was in combat. I think he's just going to sneak so he doesn't get Soul Slayed. Maybe have him retreat in case he gets caught. These guys are moving into position, but I'm going to need, I think... we can also do Iron Blizzard now. But I don't really have the guy to do that. I mean, this guy might be okay to bring. Be a long time till he gets there. We got more vampires coming down. And eventually we'll have a swarm of like 200 or 300 of these guys, and if they die, I don't care because they just respawn. But you can see we're also getting a fair amount of chaff in here. One of the kind of annoying micro parts of each turn is I come in and I sort the ghouls and stuff out. One thing I probably should do is I want to put these ghouls... I think I'm going to go ahead and get a king. I want to put some of these ghouls in like the capital provinces, like the high value ones like Sawaki. Gondwana has been so ravaged by whatever it's been ravaged by that I hardly call it a capital anymore. Anyway. But we're continuing to build up the swarm. We've got a ton of chaff. I'm going to move it around. The thralls I need to use for patrolling. There's some more stuff we kind of need to do to play this turn out. Will these guys kill Calamites? The thing is, I need mass protection on them for these guys to even have a chance. And I have a way to get mass protection because we've been doing transfer mind to these ling spiders, and they are pretty badass. The problem is if they go in the magic phase, they'll have to fight alone. I think what I do is I give them some gems. I think this is fine. I don't really know if he needs precious. We don't have any other great items that I want to give. Definitely don't want to give that. Don't want to give this. Yeah, I guess precious is fine. There's not really anything else. I kind of want to put an item slot there. So I think what we can just do is have this guy magic phase. Right here, and then we can go in with a bunch of vampires later. I'll have this guy sight search or something. And this guy I think can hang tight. Yeah. I don't actually, if this guy sight searches, well, fuck, I think these guys might both have to hide. And the reason, to get them to hide is actually a little weird. You have to have them... Okay, there we go. Actually, I don't think it's... Yeah, if they're just standing in the province, it's not available. It's only available when they're moving. So if you have them move to another province, the hide thing will pop up, which is a kind of weird UI feature. But... yeah, these guys will be in position. So I think this is the right play. Oh, we can have these guys move over here, which would be nice. So yeah, we're going to meet up in this swamp. And then we're going to have these guys just drop luck or something. It would be nice to move this guy out too. I don't think I have any way. We could do boots of quickness. He might be able to get out here with that. Okay, he can get over here with this. Perfect. So we'll have this guy in the group. He'll be shotgun blasting. He'll be shotgun blasting air elementals. Seems fine to me. And then we'll jump on them with a big vampire pack. And we'll have our Ling Spider there to do mass protection. This Ling Spider, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it. This vampire is going to sneak out. And... see, I wouldn't have come over here and messed with these guys if he just left me alone. But he's not doing that. And, I mean, he's certainly well within his rights to defend his fort. But... I basically had told him if he lets me have this, I won't bother him over here. But he's not going to let me have it, so I'm going to bother him over here. Going to blood hunt here with this gentleman. And this is the important turn. So this is late winter. Oh, wait, we didn't watch all the Yis attacks. Sorry. That was the Calum attack. Here we're sending in Lesser Horrors versus Yis. Grass Claws are, in my opinion, probably the best of the Lesser Horrors. Here we're sending in a vampire against Dias. And he's got these Fata Morgana dudes. Excellent. The Witch Lord. He's got these shadows with him. And perfect. No damage taken, so no afflictions. This guy, actually, we're going to have the pretty damn time getting afflictions off of him. And here, we send these guys in. Belly Maw Horrors. They're very killy, but they also tend to kind of die easier than a lot of the other horrors. Excellent. Even though the commander died, he didn't care. He went and killed everything, which is beautiful. Yeah, these guys have a lot of tentacle attacks. And then a big, high-damaging belly maw. So, like 5 attacks per tile. You can see they're just blowing dudes up. But they really do die way faster than a lot of the other horrors. They're not ethereal or anything. They just kind of pop. So that's kind of cool. But there's that. We found a Sage's Guild. Kind of nice. Record of Creation, we already did that. And Blood Economy going, I think we're getting close to 400 a turn. And that was these guys dying. We went and pinged this. I want to see what he was patrolling with or how much stuff is here. And this is a pretty sizable province defense. This is a, I don't know, it's kind of a lot. And then he's got the Phantasmal Warriors too. He's got the Phantasmal Knights. So in total, you know, this is a lot of PD. If we subtract out the Phantasmal stuff, we can kind of estimate... he's also got a lot of commanders, which is kind of cool. But if we subtract out the Phantasmal stuff, we can see he's got about 80 dudes. This means it's probably about 40 PD, I think. But I could be wrong. Maybe like 35? I think it's about 40. And it's 200 dudes total. So I think there's about 40 PD. And then, yeah, we had all the vampire things. And more events. Demons are hiding. I think I got an event. Okay, there's a wild boar I have to patrol out. We got attacked by dwarves. This is something that happens when you have the mine. And the battle in red mines. Angry dwarves. Oh man, that's actually a pretty nice path. Oh my god, yeah. Shit, guys. There might be a play around trying to steal these. These are like high tier units. Holy crap. I mean, this guy could be a beast. He could be an absolute beast. Fortunately, we have decent PD here, so they chop these guys up. And then these guys run. But yeah, I think if they ever win, it would almost be kind of good, because I could then send in somebody to go steal these guys. This Hot Hollows, we have demons are hiding, spreading their evil. So we've actually got to come over here and patrol them. We're sending patrollers over here right now, so we'll deal with that. Here we've got an event where I have to preach to get these guys out. That's people are not paying taxes. I think there's a 25% chance if you preach to get rid of this one. Managing events. Here we've actually got to... This is where I have the... Wait, no. Here's where I've got the... This is a fertility cult. We have so many bad events, guys. Here's where we've got the wild boar. So we're patrolling here to get rid of the wild boar with, I think, most of the people. And here we are... We're above the threshold, I think, for the fertility event. I mean, for the Cult of Gaia. Like, I think we actually have a shot now at getting the Dryad. which would be cool. Okay, so we figured out what we're going to do here. We're going to pool guys. I don't really want them to know it's a vampires. What's the siege strength here? 145. These guys actually have pretty good siege strength because they're flying. Ooh, 3.4 per. We won't quite one turn pop it, but we might. We just might. It'll be close. Don't know what we're going to do with this. They're all named Sniffer. I wonder why. I'm going to call him Spinner. We got another Ling Spider this turn, too. That Ling Spider is over here. Where did I put you? I think what I want to do, actually... Yeah, okay. So anyway, it's over here. So we're going to be bringing that over, and then we'll be doing another Transfer Mind. Which is just the most... Like, this is probably one of the most budget thug things you can imagine. I mean, it's ridiculous. 3 gems, basically, to get one of these guys is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Not all of them can Magic Phase, though. That's kind of the one thing. But... I don't know. I feel like they'd be very resistant to assassins with, like, if I put, like, a temporary gem item on them, I can have them run around with my army, do mass protection. They are a little vulnerable to Magic Duel, but I don't know. I'd have to Crystal Coin them to get them to Magic Phase. But, like, this guy would be a pretty intense thug. He'd be a very intense thug. And... he wouldn't even cast Iron Skin. There's a spell in this, and maybe it's only something animals can cast, which this guy is an animal. We'll take a look real quick. I think it's like Boar Skin. Yeah, this is better than Iron Skin for us, because we're already at like 18 protection, so this will kick us up to like 23, and we get slash resistance, which is a nice little bonus. I thought there was some other stuff just for animals. We couldn't really do elemental form. Or could we? We're already size 6, it doesn't matter. And then... yeah, I don't see anything. I'll probably have to come through and check later. I was Beast-Tide Warriors. Oh, that's an area of effect. I could have sworn there was some other stuff that was only animals that might be good on this guy. We'll look later, but yeah. Maybe you can also do Strength of Gaia, or Gaia's Blessing or whatever. Strength of Gaia. Yeah, I think with the Nature Gem it can do Strength of Gaia, which is kind of sick. It's Bark Skin, +4 Strength. Yeah, this guy could be a pretty hard thug. So anyway, I'm not sure what we're going to have him do, but he's going to chill out for now. We've got Wolf Tribe Shaman here waiting to do his job. Maybe I might as well go ahead and get another... we get another Wolf Tribe Shaman. This guy is going to be the one that transfers mind, but we're going to just have a bank of like 1 or 2. So if in case I forget, we're not going to not have one to do transfer mind. We're also getting about ready to cast Blood Vortex. So we're kind of not trying to spend all our slaves right now. We're letting them build up. And I think we're going to try to cast Blood Vortex. And we're going to try to cast Looming Hell. We have to figure out how we're actually going to pull that off, though. Because this is Blood 7. And this is Blood 8. And we can do it. We can do it. I can't remember who's my highest blood guy. This guy is God of von Arkenbach. He's also horror marked. Fuck. And he's got malediction on him. Oh no, I shouldn't keep him here. This province, you get horror marked if you stay. Let's have Gada move out. We'll just move him back and forth and only have him in here when we're going to cast. But I'm actually thinking now... yeah, these guys are all horror marked. I'm actually thinking now, these guys who are in here are going to need I mean, they're gonna be horror marked because they're gonna be in here casting blood spells every turn. But if they're not, I think they're gonna move out. And I think this might be good. And maybe this. And maybe I give him like a coral sword. Let's go ahead and make that, because if he gets assassinated by horrors, I actually want him to survive, or Maelstrom could come down. We might have to empower somebody else, because I don't know if I want to have a horror-marked guy holding a blood vortex. So I think we'll have somebody run in here, we'll put it up. He's probably not horror-marked bad, so I'm probably being a little, you know, overly precautious. Overly precautious. I'm trying to think what else would be good. Okay, the coral sword, that's going to get his HP up. This is going to zap people that attack him. He's got pretty high attack and defense skill. Maybe like a stone bird would actually be good here. So this guy's making a storm spool. I think a stone bird might just be the ticket. A lot of attacks. These guys, hearts tend to not have great armor. Some of them do, but can also, I think they have good morale, so it won't really repel. Maybe that's not the ticket. If it's a brass claw, they're going to have shock. We are going to have shock protection. Maybe like a Ring of the Warrior. I forget exactly what the paths are for that. Attack, defense, and hit points. I mean, that could be good too. Maybe we go ahead and make one of those. Because I don't want him dying. I do not want him dying. I also need to think about what artifact I want to make. I haven't really been talking about that. We've been skipping through it, but we have the horror harmonica. I need to make a golem this turn. We're really running low on pearls. Pearls are the thing that we kind of need. Can we make a golem? You know what would maybe be good is if, God, getting construction 9 might be a little higher in our priority, because Mirsha's workshop is going to give us basically cheaper golems because we just have to divine name them. But I don't know. I don't think that's it. So, okay, golem construction. We need to be Astral 3, which for us is not going to be a problem. Oh, man. We're a little bit out of gems. Alchemy, we'll turn a fire gem into this. And we need to go ahead and make sure we have a kit. I'm going to need to make another Ring of Returning. Or maybe we do Armor of Virtue. Armor of Virtue might be a little bit more interesting here. I think I have the required materials to make one. Let's see. It's damage on returning and bless. I can take it off. This I think would be good. The bless part is really nice. I could potentially put it on Kamul and let him be my guy, and he can run around and do the horror spam. I mean, he could do the... Oh, he could also do Wind of Death. We're kind of wasting his magic pass if we do the horror harmonica on him. But I think this is good to have. I mean, it's not really much better than a Ring of Returning, but anyway, we're going to do it. Where did I put my... We're getting to the point where I'm kind of rambling because I'm actually playing the turn rather than reporting on it. So I'll probably not do this much longer for the recording, but we're going to come through here real quick. I'm going to find my Master Smith hammer. This is like, welcome to my turns. I think that's actually my dude. I feel a little bit with this screen like when I'm doing this and y'all are watching, it's like that thing in the Matrix where like all the code's running by and y'all aren't seeing anything, but I'm like, I see like a chick in red shoes. Oh, actually, we'll just use this guy. We'll just use him. All right. So this guy we are going to make the Armor of Virtue. And for the low price of like 9 pearls. And then after that, we should have most of the things we're going to need, I think, to do the horror harmonica. The other thing you kind of need to do a horror harmonica properly, in my opinion, is you are going to need a crown of the Titans, which we are going to forge here. Let's give this to you. Okay, and basically it's this hat, which is going to do enlargement, which is really nice. Yeah, so it's only 10 gems. It's actually kind of a bargain. Oh wait, was it fire or earth it takes more of? Earth 2. So we just throw on some earth slippers and we make this. Now the reason you want this is because one of the only ways to kill a golem is to hit him with an item that does damage to smaller beings. And golems are size 5, so a size 6 guy carrying a midget masher can one-hit kill a golem. That's one of the only ways to counter these guys with horror harmonicas and returning. So anyway, this will get rid of that. So you make that hat for them. We're going to have the Armor of Virtue. We still have to actually summon one of these golems. And that's going to free up inventory slots. You can do kind of interesting things with the inventory of horror harmonica golem. So the horror harmonica is going to take up 1 slot. Oftentimes in the miscellaneous slot, you're going to need to put like a ring of returning or something if you don't have the Armor of Virtue. But because we have that, we won't need it. And instead, we could do things like a lifelong protection, which we have a few of. Those are actually kind of good, in my opinion, in a horror harmonica golem. They're going to be immune to the tainted part, and the imp summoning will be kind of good distraction. Yeah. So anyway, we can do that. We can also do maybe like a water bottle wouldn't be horrible if we're sending him in against a thug. Some of these things you can't really hot swap. Like you can't really put the water bottle in and out. You can't take the infernal protection in and out. So that would be kind of like a hard decision. But everything else, like the harmonica is not cursed, so you can take that on and off. The items, like the weapons that we would want, I think there's some interesting options. One is I do like the Sculptata of Eternus. It kind of keeps them off of them, but it maybe there's better options. Like, I'm actually not sure. I'm not going to think about it on camera, but I'm going to think about it afterwards. Like, what are some of the good items that we could give for the horror harmonica golem? And like, this would be very good at killing horrors, but I kind of don't want to kill them. I kind of don't want to kill them. I instead want them to live long and prosper. So ideally something that like had distractions would be perfect. Or I could just stack main goshes of parrying so he's really hard to hit. That may be actually the play. Just make him incredibly hard to hit. That may be the play. Though it could be if he's big, he needs a little bit of shock resistance. And so this could be where he gets it. So maybe it's a Sculptata of Eternus, which is going to have a decent parry, but for armor negating attacks from horrors, it doesn't matter that much. And maybe like a main gosh of parrying. So I guess we'll go ahead and make a main gosh of parrying because we may need that. We're making the hat. We're making the armor. We just don't have the golem right now. So we'll have to make the golem next turn, but we'll have the kit available. I can't remember. Am I sending it? Okay, yeah, we're sending the dancing shield. Marverni. This is the bounty for Marverni also for killing the Morvarks. And yeah, so the other thing is Yis has apparently been talking with Marverni and who have launched their attacks now. And gets these basically respawn sacreds because that's a thing. Anyway, they've attacked. What is this business? Fascia attacking. Weird. So anyway, Yis is a little frantic because they've gotten attacked by these guys. And they've said that they're like friendly with me. And that's like sort of true. I mean, it was kind of like diplomacy at gunpoint where he like was giving this stuff to me because he thought I was going to attack him. And so, and meanwhile, we are not in a hurry to fight this, guys. Like, look at this, 1,200 guys. Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. I don't want any part of this. A lot of this is swans, I guess, which doesn't matter, but no goddamn thank you. No goddamn thank you. We'll do it, but I'm going to wait. I have to, I mean, guys, we don't have that much over here. We have to wait for this stuff to move. So if he moves this whole stack over here and then I see it disappear into Blandos and there's not like a tremendous number of dudes here, then I'm going to roll out. Or even if there's only like 400 dudes, like if it's 400 chaff versus like a lot of good guys, we'll go ahead and take this. The other thing is, it's a bit weird because Marignon was going to come through here and this was going to be Marignon's place. But I cleared all this with the group before I did it because I was like, I can't attack this. So I'm just going to raid in here. And they were like, okay. But the problem is we don't really have a place for Marignon to go on this land yet. So what I have told Marignon is, hey, dude, Bandarlog is eating Ubar, but if you want to come in here, you can fly from your star into here, and then I'll let you push up through here, because I think we all ideally want to have a home on Asaloon. And this is going to be my home. And we are going to basically come in here. We're going to storm this castle, and this is going to be the Olmish outpost. And from here, there's a decent chance we're going to come try to eat Marverni. Because he's got a lot of really good juicy coastland that has, these are all probably like 20k population provinces. So yeah, there's some, and there's a bunch of caves in here too, which we could potentially put magical mines in. And there's caves here. So if we go down this like magical mine route, this would be a pretty interesting place to take over. That being said, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but all I know for now is we're taking this stuff. Oh god, we can't do Soul Vortex. Oh man, he actually kind of needs Soul Vortex. I think if he's doesn't have Soul Vortex, we don't cast spells. I think we just do attack. I'm actually not very confident about that move. I think I would actually rather... I think we're going to sneak him here. We're going to put these scouts on top. This guy I think we're going to send here. I want to send... Oh, wait. I'd have to magic phase a horror. I don't want to magic phase a horror. We're going to wait here. We're also sending in... And ideally, I would do it with a different person. We're gatewaying in a big-ass army. Well, not big-ass, but a medium-sized army. But high quality. Unfortunately, she's a really bad leader. My vampire is a pretty good leader. So he'll pick these guys up. But basically, they'll do fog warriors when they run in and go murder stuff. You can see they've got a horrible morale penalty right now. But she's going to basically gateway them in. I probably should put stuff on her, because she's extremely valuable. Do I have better armor I could give her? I don't really want to put the shade mail. We'll have to. We got to make some more armor. We're gonna have to have a talk with production. But anyway, we're just gonna gateway her in, and she's gonna do fog wars. I don't expect to fight anything here. I've got a nap already with Bandarlog. They wanted to peace with me, which is fine. I'll let Bandarlog have all this stuff. I think we're going to push through and take all this. And I want to have a big presence on Asaloon, so that if Yisk gets big, we're gonna have things we can say about it. And yeah, I think that's mostly it, guys. I think that's mostly it. The other thing is we're getting, okay, so this next turn, I've been talking about it, but we have to get the maximum number of Vessels of Misery cast we can. And, okay, I actually have a couple more things to talk about. You have to be Death 4 Nature 2, and it's 40 Death Gems. So we're going to have one guy here. He's going to just have to have a Skull Staff. We're making a bunch of Skull Staffs this turn. So that's one casting. We're going to have this guy here. He'll have a Skull Staff. That's going to be 2 casting. Now, they're a little bit insane, so there's a chance we get really unlucky. Then we're going to have... Budlovsky is coming over here. Wait, where's Budlovsky going? Okay, he's going to Yildamir. And we're going to cast that here. Is that really where I want to go? Maybe I sent him to... My dog is jumping on the door. He's going to piss me off. I think we're actually going to send him to... over here to Orman. Because I don't want him to get more horror marked, and this place is already lower population. And it's going to be better for invading Vanheim. So we're going to do that over here in Orman. And... we do have another Iraq, and Iraq is moving over here to Girthburg. And from Girthburg, we actually have pretty good access to the stars, so I can potentially send my plague-carrying dudes up this way. But it's also just going to give us a decent way to get free spawn into the stars. So we're going to need at least 4 Skull Staffs, which I think I kind of have now. He's making one. I think we're making one over here. This guy's making a Skull Staff. So that's 2. Here's a third, which will probably... Oh, this guy's going to need the Darkness Gems. We're going to need more, I think is the short summary. Okay, this guy's coming down here. He's going to go join this party and cast Darkness. In addition to Mass Protection, we should win that fight. We're going to need more. Curse of Vampirism. I'm going to have to figure out what we're going to do. I don't want to turn off Reaping of Souls. That's one thing. I think... But I don't think there's many other ways. I think we have to turn off a little bit of Curse of Vampirism, which I don't really want to do, but we're going to need... We just need more Skull Staffs. The other thing is, we're probably going to Black Death. The conspirators have been talking, and we're going to Black Death Yis's cap. And by we, I mean me. I'm going to. His cap is right here, I believe. And that is in range from our stars for Black Death. The thing is to cast Black Death, which we'll have next turn. It's 15 gems, but the harder part is having Death 5. So either you have a Lich with the Skull Staff, which, we could go for Enchantment 8. I kind of wanted to go Blood 8 first, and I think I do. So the alternative for that is we do Skull Faces. And Skull Faces are really good. I don't know if they got the cost reduced in DE. No, they're still 40. They're still really expensive. They're really good. But in theory, I might have to do like 1 for each casting of it, and I want to have like 4 or 5 go off on the same turn. I might actually have to get Enchantment. I think it makes more sense to have Liches than it does to have... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to do this. I think when I get Enchantment 8, then we'll do it. It'll be crap up until then. And I could cast it this turn. Like, I could do it with my God already. So it's 1 caster. But you need to cast it basically to why... The reason we'd be doing it, guys, isn't just to mess with his income, because that's not... It's like a drop in the bucket for Yis income. It's so he won't have any recruitment points to get his units. So he would basically only be able to get like 1 more Vark a turn after that. So that's why we would do it. And to do that, it's going to cut at 50% each cast. He'll put domes up and stuff afterwards. So anyway, but it would be like 40K down to 20K down to 10K. So that's after 2 casts is 40 to 20, 20 to 10. After 3 casts, it goes to 5K. And after 4 casts, it goes to 2.5K. And you may say that last cast isn't worth it. And again, we're not trying to get population. We're trying to get rid of recruitment points for Morvarks. So I really only need 4 casters. 20 to... Okay, 20, 10, 5, 2. Yeah, so I need 4 casters. So my god would be 1... And then, yeah, basically it would be vampires or my pineapple crew, who are all death 3, and they would be able to also cast it. So we'll have to see. But if I do the vampires, basically, I think I need either 3 liches or I need 3 skull faces to do it properly. I hate doing that. I hate this spell, guys. It's just such a good thing to do. When position 1 is very cap dependent and they have really good cap stuff, it's going to go a long way. Now, this would not be a crippling blow to Yis. It would be a major annoyance, but in no way is it crippling. Yis has tons of other stuff he's doing, but it would take Morvarks off the table. So anyway, we've talked, I think, about most of the things. We're getting our guys in position to do... Oh, the final thing I have to think through. This guy, I wanted to have Dinya also cast it. But for her to cast it, I want her to be in a low population province. Like here would be perfect. I wonder if she can get there. Now, what is it going to take to get her to be death 4? She's going to need to wear the robe. She's going to need to wear this. So that's going to get her up to 3. A Gem of Creation would get her up to 4, and that's what we need. You know what I could do? We could turn one of these... What is my god doing? My god, where am I sending him? 986? Oh god, I need to turn that off. I was going to go steal this Transform Giant from Yes. But Yes patiently begged for me to not steal it from him. We empowered our god in Earth last turn, and that means our god is now in his final form, basically. So he is very, very, very strong. Once he does Hell Power and Power of the Spheres, he's going to be Earth 4, which is going to give him a bonus 4 protection. So that's going to put him up to 20. But then Hell Power is going to add, I think, a bonus 4 or 5. So that's going to put him up to like 24, 25, which is now we're in like the high protection range. And he's also capable of doing Soul Drain, which I also get at Thaummate. So he's able to, I think, solo like Vanheim armies and stuff now. So that's cool. Unless there's like a lot of specific counters, I think he's almost impossible to kill. We were going to have him do that. I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to have him make a skull face. And that will help next turn to make sure I get off all of the Vessels of Misery I need to get off. So we're going to do that. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vessels. And that's 5 times 4. That's going to be 200 death gems. So we're going to burn through most of our death gems this next turn. But we're going to be getting... Guys, it's just so broken. I think you do this and then you win. What we're going to need to do, though, is we're going to really need to ramp up our forging capacity. And so whereas I think before we were thinking we want to make mines, I think now... I need to make more hammers because we're going to need to be making a ton of gear for all the disease demons we're going to be getting. So one thing I think I want to do is find some Earth 2s. But that guy actually needs to preach. Wait, no. This is where we need to preach. What do we need to do here? This is where we need to patrol. Demons are spreading their evil. Okay. Earth Booster. I think, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to have this guy make another hammer. Ideally, we're going to have our Mastersmith hammer working to, oh, I think Macone died. I don't know if Macone's all the way dead. I need to send Macone a message. And see if he has any hammers. I need to see if I can buy those Mastersmith hammers in a fire cell. I'm sure he's got some of those. I don't know if he's completely dead. Middle relay. There's like nations dying every turn. I need to go send him a message. I'm going to do that right now. But we need to get more of these hammers up. Maybe I can buy some fire cell stuff from Macone. And I think that's it, boys. I think that's it. So I will see you all next time. Take care.